Greetings, Earthlings.
Warning, the following program contains strong black first opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects Black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissy.
Grand Rising All, you are listening to the one and only, the one or none. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles. Grand Rising, everyone. You know, our introduction. Okay, so we're gonna jump right in it. Let me go ahead and put this up so you know if I add anything, say anything that we don't that people don't like, because we're gonna show some videos. Just know this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay, to teach, maybe even to criticize a little bit. So let's start off with the annual red dress run. You know, I don't know if this was a LBGT movement or what, but I do know that they had our brothers up in red dresses. So let me just
the Bussy Parade.
Now, what was hold on, I'm gonna share this. What was it about?
I think it was 2 days ago. I think I heard two different things. I heard it was like for cancer awareness. Then I heard it was some back when they celebrated the Super Bowl. They made some kind of little yeah.
200 pounds per person whole. That's about 50 pounds for a family of four. Nothing means a jet.
What the hell?
Nothing. Nothing beats a jet. Nothing beats a jet. Holiday. You can save 50 pounds of pound real good though. That's 200 pounds for a family of four. Nothing beats a jet. Nothing beats a jet.
They look like they volunteered.
And people, and I heard somebody say on Facebook, like, well, she only thing she knew was gay black men that went. But see, even if you're a gay black man, most gay black men, they ain't wearing no dress. I mean, come on, man. Like all them guys went gay. I heard some of them guys was actually had wives and girlfriends and all kind of stuff. I'm like, damn, because they say they're supposed to be.
Someone said, guys, it's a red dress run.
Yeah.
Did you read the comments? Someone said, guys, it's a red dress run. Get over yourselves. It's clothing to support domestic violence. Okay. The whole point is that the red dresses are feminine and they are supporting women. If anything, this outward support of women makes it even more masculine. That's that BS that they tell us to our men dresses. What somebody said, look at this. Somebody said red suits weren't acceptable. You couldn't put on a red suit. Now look at the thigh. When you see the thigh.
This fool got on a damn ski.
To me, some of this was some of them had this excuse.
You know what she said to me?
Hold on.
She said, "Y'all player."
I guess this was an excuse for some of them to put them dresses on in the name of domestic violence.
Yeah. Like Dwayne Wade.
Okay, so let's stop.
In reality.
It's my birthday and it's the red dress.
You got a lot of footage.
No, let's stop. So
I just stop.
Do you need an excuse to put any kind of dress on?
Hell
There's no reason. It's the propaganda for it.
Jag Queen.
Not even for charity.
Behind it.
Let me tell you something.
Like you're being funny.
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. If my daughter, any of my daughters that had was domestic violence, guy beat on them or something like that, it's ways you can do it. Ain't no way. Even for them, I'm not gonna put a dress on. That's crazy. I don't even feel right.
Suit. Put on a red shirt.
Exactly. I'm running around with a skirt on.
Why does a man have to put on a dress?
But I got balls and digging balls. I'm gonna run around with a dress. Oh, come on.
You know, here's the thing though. Like, here's the thing. Like, that's the game. I have a patient. He was talking about how, like, he's very intellectual. He's talking about how, like, there's a period of time where women, like, men wore like the toga things and like the kilts and all that stuff, like the skirts and dresses, and they didn't wear split pants because it represented something, you know. So the way we think about things right now, it's not about the dress or the pants or, you know, the outfit. It's the mentality. It is the systemic division and chaos with diversity, because we don't understand those things. You know, as a man, you see men, and you look, they're awesome fathers, awesome Black fathers. They're on Instagram and YouTube and what's the other one? They're trying to take, what's the other one? They're trying to take away Twitter or whatever. They're on there. So you're having your daughters paint your nails. How about this? How about your daughter's friends and go to a nail salon? As a man, why would you want your daughter to paint your nails? And they're like, oh, he's such a good father. He's such a caring father. Take your daughter and her friends to get their nails done. Don't paint my damn nails in pink. Like, it's just weird, and we don't think like that. It's weird. And it's really off-centered right now. We're so sensitive. We don't want to say anything about anybody else. We don't offend anybody else. What's really happening though? This man's wearing a whole dress.
My bad. I've been on. They got leader. Yeah, they got them wearing dresses, and they got them calling our young men YNs and our women.
What is YN? What does that mean? Queen, what does that mean?
For you, we're gonna play it. YN. Young. Let's play it. Hold on. Let me see if it'll play right. And now they done went from, we done took the word NIGG all the way. Let me see what this is.
What exactly is the definition of a YN? What exactly is the definition of a YN? Let me say a dumb question. I just saw a full argument from the younger generation, older generation, discussing what a YN was. I thought this was really interesting because they have two totally separate takes on what a YN is. Okay, so from what I've gathered, the older people look at the N on YN as the derogatory term. So they look at it as, if you are a YN, then that means that you're basically a knucklehead, because people never used the N word back in their day as a positive word. Younger people, however, have decided that they've taken the word, the N word, which I'm already aware of, and started to use it their own way. It no longer has a derogatory term or meaning, which is why people call each other N's all the time. So in their mind, they're just saying this is a young Black man. Older people are not impressed. Older people are saying that YNs are basically the young, ignorant, bogus crowd causing a problem. But in my mind, I feel like the YNs will be the young people. So shouldn't we be asking the young people what they mean by this? Or is this going to be another one of those things that used to have a meaning that changed now, and all the old people are still going to be upset about it?
I just stopped it. I stopped it because, I mean, it's saying, you know, you cannot empower a word. If that's the case, then what can you insult a Jew?
Everything you said, what you just said was insulting to a Jew. Like what you just said made you anti-Semitic. What you just said, like, your question made you anti-Semitic, but you don't even know what being Semitic means.
Mm-hmm.
And Semitic people in the language, they look like you and I. So what do we?
Yeah, but the YN.
So what are your words?
But the YN is we're the only ones that take this mess and say it's empowering.
We can't even say cracker.
Do you walk around and say, "What's up, my cracker"? Do you go around and say, "What's up with my small hat"? You know, nobody else says a derogatory word has now become empowerment. Nobody else does that.
That sounds stupid. For me, why would I call something a cracker? Like, we eat crackers. Stupid. It's corny as hell.
Like I said, we ain't got people ain't got to worry about this. They worry about some Trump, man. Please, we so simple minded. Some of us like
ready for
anything. Ain't no power. Calling yourself a YN ain't better than calling ourselves the ninjas. Names my young ninjas. Whatever. What they put to make them more.
No, if you want to call somebody a nigga, call them a nigga. Like you acting niggerish. You see what I'm saying? We're offended as black people. But like, if as a black person, if I was in a convenience store and a white woman, you know, a Karen, quote unquote Karen, called me out of my name, if I tell them like, well, you're a nigger, your mom's a nigger, your dad's a nigger lover, you know, now you ready to fight. Oh, so we have a case now. I'm not gonna fight you because you're using words. Who raised you?
But when you say the YN, like everybody else, the word YN is being attached to unruly, disrespectful black boys. Exactly. Like when you look at the joke, they be like, "Oh, them YNs." When I see a YN come in, I run. So you think you took the word and empowered it when we've been saying the N word all this time? Now it went back to being derogatory, because to do something stupid all the time is to be an ignorant person, which the N word was supposed to be.
It should have always been derogatory, though.
But
so
like
that's
said,
the issue.
We embrace that word because we're not disciplined enough to not to say that. No other group don't do this.
So now we're doing the U's and not the Jews. Like, you don't understand English language. Like, you're retarded now. I'm gonna say you're retarded.
You're not going to disrespect
you're cognitively delayed.
But you can see that you can see that it's not empowering anymore. Why? Because now it means something ignorant and derogatory to be called a YN. When you see a YN, people are saying those are young NIGGs, and you need to be away from them because those are the ones that start in trouble. You know, so it went like, we think you empowered the word nigga, but you didn't. Now it done went back to being derogatory, and you done put the Y next to it to say young niggas. And when you see a YN, most people say that they come in to bring trouble. A YN is the worst of the young black men.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the red dresses, the YN, I mean, the more we keep trying to get out this tangled web, the more we keep getting pulled back in Charlotte's home. Charlotte's Web, if y'all don't know what I mean. The more and more we keep being
we don't keep getting pulled back in. We like to dive into it. We like the chaos. We like the drama. We really do. We like a lie. We'll say the lie versus the truth.
Yeah, because my thing is, like, it's on my TikTok live, and we talking about the DC thing, and people was in there like, yeah, all them YNs one messing up DC and them other major cities.
Yeah,
that's how the world look at us. And then this black people that's for that, and I'm really for it. Clean that shit up, because we're not gonna clean up our own community, so let the government do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
exactly. Yeah. And then they got the new word with the YNs and crashing out. Look at this. Let me. I'm gonna show you this. Like it just means derogatory.
Yeah.
Because you know, it has a derogatory meaning. There's no empowerment, just like saying a bad bitch. It's not no empowerment, but we've been using it. So they gave us something derogatory for our females and something derogatory for our men. So now we're calling you a dumb NIGG without calling you a dumbass NIGG by calling you a YN.
And I'm about to say before you play the video, like, yeah, I can't stand when supposed to be calling herself a bad B. I hate that. That's not classy. That's not sexy at all.
But for Hollywood, to them it is. Look at see, I just want to show you this if it'll play. But do you see that YN crashes out on Judge?
When I'm finished with the other inmates, okay?
But I'm just saying how they YN. This is what they're saying a YN looks like. You get what I'm saying? That's the image of a YN. They always say,
we promoting degenerates and uneducated black males. Yep, that's what it is.
And I say I got another one for you. These YNs in Atlanta, man, they something serious, man. I go to the store the other night, go get my girl some scratch offs from the store. She want to play little lotto, so I jump in the car. I go to the store. I pull up. I'm on the outside. I see a little female standing outside the door, and I see the dude that work behind the counter. He's not behind the counter. He's standing in the door with his phone in his hand. So I walk up. I said, "Hey man, I'm finna play my numbers, so and get some scratch offs." He was like, "All right, cool." He said, "Hold on, give me a minute though." So I go standing there. There's another girl at the counter. She got a whole bunch of snacks, junk food, all types of stuff on the counter. So she's standing at the counter like she waiting on old buddy. So him and old girl saying something back and forth. I'm not really paying them no attention. So next thing you know, I hear her holler, "We ain't paying for shit." She tell old girl at the counter, "Man, come on here. Get all that and come on here. We ain't paying for nothing." She said, "Nah, I'm going to pay for it." She said, "Don't worry about it. We good. Come on. Get the bag. Come on. Get a bag and come on." So that's what she do. She go to putting the stuff in the bag. I realize what's going on now. Like, no, man, no. I pay for it. Yeah, they good, man. I pay for it. Old girl gonna tell me, say, "Oh, chill out, mind your business. We ain't paying for nothing. You ain't even gonna take this." I said, "No, man, y'all good. I pay for it. I get my blessings for it." She said, I said, "Mind your business." So by this time, old girl got the bag. She trying to walk out the store. So she heading out the store. Old buddy grabbed her by the arm. Old buddy grabbed her by the arm. Oh my God. The one that was standing outside, I'm talking about, she done pop, hit him. Boom, boom, right in the face. And she done jumped in. Boom, 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 boom. She done threw the bag down. They own him. They beat. So by then, I walk over there by me like, "Man, y'all chill out, man. Let the man make it. Y'all chill out, man. Go on about y'all business." Old girl said, "Didn't I tell you, man, your business?" And pulled up her little shirt, pew. "Hey, you good?" So I go on to the car. They done got the groceries that they came to get, and they done took off. They running across the street. Soon as the old girl get ready to cross the last lane, boom! She done got hit by a car. So I done got in the car. I'm gonna pull over to the other side. There's a store across the street, so I'm gonna go and pull over to the other side, see if the child all right, so I can call the ambulance or whatever, tell them what happened. Man, that girl hopped up, her homegirl grabbed her, and she was dragging her leg. I'm talking about they done went off into the dark. They gone. I'm talking about dragging her. Man, you should have seen the hit. I ain't think she was gonna make it, but that youngster jumped up. Yeah, that way. Atlanta.
Did y'all hear all that?
Yeah, that sounded like instant karma. It was instant karma.
Yeah, young NIGGs. But see where the YN is attached to? The say a YN is attached to young negativity, young black negativity. Because we never have nicknames for white people, young white people, racist white
Spanish
people,
or Chinese,
or exactly, or Asian.
They got culture.
Yeah, all our culture is always attached to some type of slang name they give us, to some type of negativity.
And we love it though, because I hear a lot of people saying it like it ain't nothing. They love, even the so-called educated black people, they love that word, man. We love the N-word and the YNs. We just, like I said, we a joke.
we want to separate them from us. And anytime, just like before, when we were being called the N-word, we were being separated. Like, well, I ain't no nigga. I'm an educated, so the nigga word was separated from the rest of the black people.
Exactly.
We'll say Negroes over there.
Yep.
So everything is to get us to separate each other, and we don't realize it. YN, bad bitches, all this negativity, but we will pick on each other if we say something positive. Why is that?
Exactly. I know I don't want to be around no YNs. I'm sorry, I can't change them.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, like you just said, you don't want to be around no YNs. I don't either, because most of the time the YNs are connected to out of control young black men. And then, you know, the females, somehow y'all done went from the bad bitches to you easing up. Now you see all these young females running around saying bruh, using the same slang as a man, as a boy. You know, there's no difference. Just like with the red dress, everything is being combined. Women don't even have their own slang no more. They like, hey, what's up, bro? And I used to be like, bro, what? When did females start talking this way?
Exactly. I even hear girls say something my dick. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, what road are we down? And when me and Kathy was talking about, I think we woke up in a different dimension. And it's
Twilight Zone.
We need to snap in. We need to be manifested out of this dimension, because I don't like it.
Amen to God.
Either that, you said, "What's up, twin? What's up?" What the hell?
Yeah, twin. And then when I read the original song from Twin, she was talking about, somebody told me, somebody young said her man was doing something, so she made a man in the video that did everything that she wanted to do, so that she would call her man Twin. But you know, we got all these slangs and they cute. I'm not knocking it. We can have fun as black people, but how come we don't catch on to the positivity? How come as quick as we can catch on to stereotypes, why can't the stereotype ever be positive?
Exactly.
Someone said, how can we ever fix the problem when we're constantly being attacked by movies, the music, our black politicians, even the school? How can we fix the problem? Maybe Trump is the answer. Trump is not going to be the answer, because I mean, Trump is just here. I'm glad Trump isn't here, because he's been stirring that macaroni. He's been stirring up the pot. He's the only white man that went against the other white people. Black people, no matter who be president, we always get attacked. But y'all don't even understand. Trump is stirring up something, but he only going to be around for 3 years.
That's it.
He only got 3 more years. So we can, all these people that be like, Trump is not he's not part of the judicial system. He's not the senators that's been sitting in power for 50 plus years. So the only problem that we gonna have is getting somebody in power that's going to, that black people that we vote in power. I think people are waking up, because I think Jasmine Crockett done had her wake up call. LBGT black people, they still doing them, but they don't have their wake up call. You know, everybody's black has been having a wake up call. So when are we going to get true, focused, generated wealth, generational wealth minded, culture minded black people in power, so that we can start healing and fixing ourselves? Because every president that's been in America, that's been president, have been writing policies against us. Since the 1970s, everything else has been, almost every law that they write on the book is just to attack us in some way. And the insult is when Kamala and Biden was in there and they gave the anti-hate Asian bill. But because we sit back and we accept being called the N-word, it's not going to be we accept being called YNs. We accept it being called bitches, and we accept it, and we allow white people and everybody all over. We put it in our songs. So how can we get an anti-hate black bill when we accept everything negative that's thrown up against us?
Exactly. And like I said, unfortunately, everybody ain't gonna make it. I stand by that. We're not. So it ain't gonna be black people. Like I say, you gonna have to separate yourself from certain black people. These kids get a certain age. 14, 15, I have 2 boys. I see it. I know it. We mentor boys. Once you get a certain age, you can't help them. I'm sorry. Some of them you might get in touch, but most of them you can't. And like thing is, I tell people we can mentor kids all day, but in reality, they go back home to their reality, which they mama, single mother, dad ain't around, no father figures. All they see is chaos, and that's what they're gonna grow up into.
You're right.
You're gonna make it. Sorry, you know what I'm saying?
They go back around to people who laugh and joke and call them YNs. Because the guy that just played, the video I just played with the guy, he automatically called them female YNs.
Read the comments. Pull up the comments. Can you pull up the comments?
Yeah, hold on. I'll pull it up in a minute. It just but they automatically he started calling them female YNs and stuff. And I mean,
so it's for the behavior then.
Exactly.
I guess that's why they're doing it. It doesn't matter male or female. It's just if you act a certain way, then that's what they call you. I guess that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's a way that it's okay for us to call them. Why couldn't we keep? I don't believe it's like you said, D Mays. You could do so much, but when they go home, it's a lot of these parents that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's the community. But I think that we put the spotlight on the negativity too much, and that's the problem. Because why we got YNs, what do we call the smart black kids and the smart females who want something out of life? How come there's no terms or nothing? Like when white people describe their people, most of the time it's a positive term. It's like he's a genius kid, or what is it? A pillar of his community, and you know what I'm saying? Notice the on the opposite of this dimension, and we won't flip this motherfucker.
Good example. Look at the Nick Cannon when he made that comment about the small hat. They made him apologize, go to the museum, and learn their history and everything. You said it about
and you know why? He had enough money when he didn't need it. He could have done his show on YouTube, but we don't think out the box because somehow we've attached our livelihood to white money and white supremacy. When all these black people are rich, you don't need this much money. White people need this much money to stay in control, and we keep feeding them money to keep them in control. When all these black people who are rich, if you did not want to live like your master, you wouldn't be broke. All these football players, we wouldn't need to worry about they Coliseum. I mean, them stadiums and the basketball courts, because we look for a job and we say, hey, we just doing a job because we need the money. But if we stop playing into them and start accepting what we have and start admitting, hey, white people got us, they're ahead, so we're gonna play in this small gym and we're gonna highlight our local players who the white people don't want. Because somehow they make us think because you didn't make it to the NFL or because you didn't make it on the NBA team, you're not good enough. Instead of us gathering what's left of us and making something out of the communities that we have, the people that we have, because white people only gonna pick so much of our talent when there's millions of us with the same talent. But we don't want to go to where the master is giving out his tainted water. We want to. Nick Cannon could have done something different, but he needed to keep up this lifestyle because keeping up a lifestyle makes them feel like they're not the average black person. That makes them feel like racism is not real. It makes them feel like they are accepted in society and they not suffering.
All right, peace, love. What's up? Peace to the chat, y'all. You right. Peace to the chat. Y'all pull up. Yeah, you pulling it up. Okay.
To feed all his kids.
He said, "Yeah, just like black and brown color."
He feed his kids, but most of these rich people want to go places where white people spend their money at because
see what T5TS said. Just like black and brown color, African American, all trafficking terms. We have tribal names and land we should separate. They return to the land that don't belong to them while genociding you and there. Yeah. And that black and brown thing, we don't really say that no more. But I get what you're saying though. Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't even like to mix ourselves with brown, that black and brown colors and stuff. Yeah, black people should be just strictly that black. And then some people like, well, we're not black. We all over the place with this thing. But yeah, we got so many names now.
Exactly.
We did too much. Like, can't keep up with them no more.
Exactly.
That they're gonna be the YBs, the young, bees. You know what I'm saying? Self-hated,
manufactured. I've seen that too. It is because they make us feel like. I was wondering where Angie went. They make us feel like we need their money to survive. When as much money as all these rich black people have, we could have been built communities and schools. But but our rich black people feel like, okay, now it's rich. Okay, we're in here. I'm enjoying my life. And then most people say it's their money. They made it. No, they made it because we went to the games and bought the tickets. They made it because we worked every day and sacrificed something to buy the tickets. They made it because we sacrificed our dignity to buy their music. They made it because we sacrificed our reading time with the family to look at their movies. They made it because we didn't take the time to sit down with our children and build, but we turned on the TV and watched their YouTube channel. Or they made it because we didn't teach our kids that fashion don't make you. You need to wear this label and that label that this black person faces on, even though it's made and making some white person rich. They making it because we feel like we got to get drunk all the time and party all the time. So we buy the liquor that's the faces of black people, but it's white people behind it. Everything we do is every little step we take, move we make, every dime we put into something, there's either an Asian, some type of immigrant, the gas stations, hotel, or some white corporation behind it, and we won't think about that yet. We're not thinking about our money. We're thinking about getting the money because we think that once we get the money, we are free. We get to stand on the throne with Master, who made himself our God, him and his race.
Yeah, exactly. And then the YN making music, the music ain't no better. It's that deaf culture music,
Exactly.
The disrespecting black women, talking about killing each other, drill music, all that crap ain't no good. I mean, yeah, we had our gangster music. It was unacceptable back then too. I don't just call them. I'm gonna call us our stuff out too, because we was some BS, but we had diversity of music. We didn't have everybody sound the same, but still we had that garbage out there too. But it wasn't like the same like you see now. Like the sisters, they look like somebody made their ass out of in some kind of, I don't know what the hell, like
in a lab, because the more and more we need to think about, the more and more we making white people being comfortable, copying off of us and being plastic, because they said white women was the epitome of beauty, but yet they age faster, so they came up with more surgeries so that they won't look old. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm not knocking nobody, because whether white people are here or not, we were going to evolve as people, because men like what they like and women like what they like. We were going to evolve as people, but the thing is, we're moving at a faster pace because everything is connected to white society. You want to look good and stuff so that you could be on white society's TV, and then we sit up here and pick with each other about how we don't look up to the standards of white beautiness, as they say. When at the same time, the white people are there sucking us dry with our beauty. They tan every day trying to look like us, and it makes no sense. And we sit up here, like you said, the music. Listen to our music from the 90s all the way back. What happened after the 90s? Everything is self-destruction music, but we had music that was warning us from where we're at today. Remember, I was listening to a KRS-One song with Miss Melody and all them, and it was like self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. All our music was giving a warning. Now our music today is saying, hey, just do it. Live, you only YOLO, you only live once. So do whatever and pray to Jesus, because you don't need to be held accountable for nothing you do. Long as you on your deathbed and say, thank you, God, then you're going to be forgiven, but live your life the way you want. Or they make you live to die. They they have your mentality thinking this life is not as important because you're going to die and get another life. Yeah, my other life is waiting for me, but right now I'm in this life. I don't need to go to die to go to heaven and be treated like a human being. I'm going to be treated like a human being while I'm here on earth. So no white person, I think we being tricked to let them enjoy everything. They go to from here to America, every culture, every black culture, they have taken over. And every black culture that they taken over, there's a small proportionate group of black people who make it, and the rest of the civilization around them is black and poor. Exactly. I want to say this too. Another thing we need to stop doing, talking like you got a third grade education. No, I mean, just, oh my God. Speak. Well, they can't, you can't help it because a lot of them do got a third grade education. Not trying to be funny. A lot of black people dropped out of school because we say that the school wasn't teaching us nothing, right? And they wasn't. Half the stuff they taught us in school we don't use. I'm talking about the YNs now. just say I ain't taking this, drop out.
Because the YN, but so-called YN, they can't afford to drop out because technology is taking over. Y'all know that we can't afford to. No matter how bad the community is, how bad the environment is, you're gonna have to be educated. You're gonna have to have a skill set. Now, another thing too, this grooming ourselves. I don't know what's up with these brothers. I mean, you can wear your natural hair, but some of these guys don't shave. They don't comb. You pick your hair, man. Just pick your hair. I know y'all do that little thing, y'all twirl. That's cool, but pick your hair out sometime. You know what I'm saying? Groom yourself. I mean, I grew up in time we groom ourselves. I don't care. You got to be rich.
That's what I said.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, here's the note. That's outer appearance thing. Those things shouldn't make a difference.
And they're looking older too. They look older. Yeah. You said what now?
Those things shouldn't even matter. You know,
yes, it should. Your parents is everything.
Let me tell you why. Because like when we went to a Black Agenda meeting, like somebody said something about Queen Tina's hair, like where would it be in blonde? Like those things are like they're superficial things. What do you present when you walk up, when you present yourself? Like what resonates with you? You know, I look at my children like, you comb your hair, like, you know, whatever, and that's their thing. It makes sense to them. We were pressing our hair, you know, perming our hair, jerry curling our hair, like, and now we're somewhere else. What's on the inside? And we're so confused and conflicted, and what we're about someone's validation.
But
why?
But Angie, you got a company, right? You got guidelines. Let's keep it real. You're not coming to my company without your hair comb, dressing in any kind of way, your face, you know, come on. You got to present yourself.
It's called self-preservation. I mean, it's called, we have to understand we were the kings and queens first, you know. So yes, sometimes brushing your teeth, cleaning up, doing your hair, even if you twist it and rub it and throw a little water on there. Representation is everything. But the thing is, when we say that, we crossing the fine line, because just like I said, society is telling them to wear designer labels. So what we have to do is like, okay, just fix your hair up some, make your breath, clean your body and stuff. It doesn't matter what you wear, but your personal care is important. Not what you put on your body, but how you present yourself.
And some women need to learn how they hygiene too, because that's a whole nother story. We got some girls who don't know how to, because they mother don't teach them how to clean.
Like, what's their culture though? What's their culture?
I've seen some Black Americans too, not all kinds. I've seen them all.
What's new to me?
Hey, we pull up what TT said. TT just put a comment, but yeah, it's all Black Jamaicans. I mean, even other people too.
So we can't put that all on our people. I did a live broadcast on Saturday, and I was talking about, we were talking about hormones and hormone imbalance, right? And after the fact, I talked to my mother, and I shared something on that live, and I was talking about how I had female friends that when they started their periods, like they didn't have conversation with their mothers, and they left their period panties on the floor. The mom didn't have a discussion; she would just wash the period panties. My queen mother assumed that they were Black women. Both instances were white women. You know, why would you assume it was Black women? Maybe I would, because I know Africans do that. I'm not being judgmental. I'm just saying what I see.
But a white woman ass is here, but yeah.
But it was it was two white women that I dealt with. So your perception doesn't matter. Like you're just there's something wrong with you.
I'm surprised they even had panties.
Why can't we say there's a disconnect? There was a disconnect in our involvement, in our empowerment, in our support and elevation.
Crazy.
And when we continue to dissect things to where we're blaming and pointing fingers at race, gender, religion, politics, all these things, and we don't look at itself, there's something wrong with that. And that's what we're not doing. We look at self. It's a negative kind of perspective on self. All Black, that's how I mess with Black business. All Black people this. There's something wrong with that.
We gotta pour
all
into
Black
the
people are negative. All Black, all white people are this. All Jewish people are this. There's something wrong with that. Call a spade a spade. You, sir, ma'am, are a piece of shit. regardless of what you subscribe to. You're a piece of shit.
See, I hear you, Angie. Said the thing. The problem is that black people don't have, like I said, we don't own no kind of resources. We don't control anything. So it's like the world controls. So it'll be negative. Nothing negative. It's everything all negative about black people all around the world. Black Americans, African Jamaicans. They are the lowest of the low on the planet. They don't have no kind of economic power. Nothing. Even if you do split the cultures up, nobody. But they said on Hotel Rwanda when Nick Nolte talked to Don Cheadle. Y'all seen Hotel Rwanda, right? He said, "You worse than a nigga. You're African." I'm like, damn, that was a powerful scene when he said that. I was like, wow, that was deep, boy. But how they look at us around the world.
And then the thing about it, we can't say that all white people are not racist, and then we can say it, but the problem is that all rich white people kind of act alike, and we the only one video after video. When you see somebody walking in the neighborhood that they don't belong in, 9 times out of 10 it's a white person or some Asian or some immigrant person attacking a black person. When somebody is being unalived by the police, 9 times out of 10 it's a white person in a police uniform unaliving a black person. 9 times out of 10 we talk about racism, we know what we're talking about, but there is white people who claim they're not racist, and there's a lot of them that's not. But to me, it's not enough for them because nobody is correcting it. Most of the time, you see these scams and stuff going on with corporations and stuff like that. They can't get away with it as long as you okay with one designated people being put in prison while you're getting slaps on the wrist. 9 times out of 10, a white judge is giving another white person a slap on the wrist while they turn around and give a black person a major sentence. And mass incarceration is real. So if all these people who are not racist, how come they're not fighting and getting in position so that they can change? So that they can change it. Because I don't see no white person making sure that they use their white privilege to get into places of power to change it. Because the same people have been in Congress. Our problem is Congress. Congress has 435 seats, and half of them seats that these people been in office. These white people have been in power because the President Trump has no power. I don't care what President Trump do. He can write an executive order, but most of the bills and stuff that pass, they vote on it. The House and the Senate. It ain't about Democrats and Republicans like they claim.
It's not.
It's House and
so that's the thing.
The majority of them, the majority of them are white or the immigrant. So to sit up here and say, oh, all white people and stuff ain't racist. If you're not racist, get your white privilege behind up and then make some changes with us. Instead of a black person has to assimilate to white supremacy. And most people who say that they're not racist, they just don't want to hear about the racism. So when somebody black says something about a white person, now all of a sudden we could be racist. Racism has a history of power and deception and in controlling resources. So if me calling you a cracker is racist, then tell me what your ancestors did to me is supposed to be called.
And like you said,
that is a weak ass thing to say. That the cracker thing is a weak ass thing to say. That's what I'm saying. Like, here's my thing.
The point is they have the power. There's no music. There is no music on that says kill a cracker, but there's music that say everything all black. There's no black people paying white people to promote destructive music against their race, but there is white people, and some of them white people are, or that we call their religion is Jewish, and they say a lot of the Jews own the music industry, but we're not allowed to say that because the people that sit in power are constantly writing rules so that you cannot get to the truth. Because if you say something about a Jew, now you anti-Semitic, but if it's the truth, it's the truth, right? But you can't say it.
The truth is the truth.
They use their power so that we can't speak the truth, so that we will be uncomfortable working past the truth. When black people were starting to have their own arms up to protect themselves against the police, hence why the Black Panther was here, the people in Congress used their power to unalive the Black Panthers, and then they basically massacred them. And you know, it was the government.
You know how they did that though. You know how they did that. They infiltrated black people. It wasn't a bunch of white people
infiltrating. So it ain't even no infiltration. They basically use their power to okay the police to go in there and kill them. They use their power to write laws that it was okay that they can do it. They use their power to let the white people, the sharecroppers and the government to drop bombs on MoveOn. I think that happened in Philadelphia, and that was in
1980. Yeah, 1980. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he was a black man who
power. Somebody had to write the order. Then they used their power to let them burn down Black Wall Street. And no, the federal government didn't come in there. But yet when something happens with them, now it's time to send in the National Guard. The National Guard was never sent to help us. The National Guard was sent to help terrorize us. All the black, nobody's talking about all the black farmland that's missing. We got it in history. There was over 20 million acres. We had black towns all over. There's
Georgia.
The government to give us back anything, and then they keep changing everything. That's because who is the people in power doing this? White people, because ain't no black person sitting in power doing it.
And guess what? They're never gonna give it to you.
Okay, so no, I'm going to disagree with that, because that's what I'm saying. When it comes to white supremacy, what it looks like now, Kamala Harris, Obama, that's a fake.
Like now.
It's a global system. It's a global system. Get that right.
It's a global system.
It's the same people in power. I'm talking about here.
Okay, so for us to be at a point where we understand that, and let's listen, like, just adhere to this. This is what's been happening. You can read about it. All these civilizations over time, over years, being overthrown, all this stuff. It's real. So it's white people, but it's now in blackface. We don't like black people. We don't like the black face.
No, it's not, because it ain't nobody black sitting in no office that wrote no law to attack black people. You don't barely have no black people in no blue uniform. I ain't saying it happened. Unaliving black people because they fear for their life. Ain't nobody in Congress, all them votes that you see that's going against everything that we see, we blaming Trump. They voted for this. Those are white people. You can pull up their picture and see they see and see them. This has been going on since America has been America. When they okayed assassination, all these private files that's been released by Trump, the CIA against Martin Luther King, them were white people. When they went in his hospital room and smothered him after they tried to unalive him and assassinate him, those were white people. Tell me where white people were. Tell me anywhere.
But like, look at Malcolm X. Those are not just white people. That's what I'm saying. Like, when we look at like the white devil, quote unquote,
ain't no black person, right? And no black people might be Sambos and doing it with them, but ain't no black person in power doing. And they said Jesse Jackson had a hand in it because he turned around and called us African American, so they can deeper get us away from our ancestor, this foundational black American land that we are on. But I'm just telling you, Queen Angie, name a black person, anything. I know that they in black people are in white faces, but all they is hopping bob, like from life. You know, they always had a black sidekick. That was what we called the house Negro. We went from house Negro, now we YNs, but name any black person that's sitting, that has had power and sitting in office writing rules that it's okay to unalive black people in any shape.
And that's what I'm saying. I think it's so sensitive because even like with black politicians, black leaders, I don't care what you look like. I watched a documentary with a white guy, and he went into politics. He was sharing, like, you know, when he went into that shit and watched what was happening, like coercing you to do weird shit that you wouldn't do. It's the process. They're very patient. So when we look at white supremacy, it doesn't always look like how we think it looks. I just watched someone on Martin Luther King.
It looks just like how we think it look. A bunch of white people.
No. I'll see everything on Martin Luther King. Hold on, let me tell you, because did you watch the Trayvon Martin documentary? Did you watch that?
Who set everything into play were white.
Okay,
everything that went into play, the power to not get arrested, the people who assassinated JFK was white. Then no black
That's
people.
what I'm
get
saying,
involved.
Queen. So that's what I'm saying, Queen. Listen. So we say white and we say we're black, but if you come from Germany, Italy, Europe, Russia, you're Russian, you're German, you're Italian.
They white.
This is a what I'm saying is this is a Western civilization concept, and they go along with it. But the propaganda is so much deeper than that. Again, Obama, the shit he did as the first black president, lies you can tell.
But the bump Obama was just a president for 4 years. When Obama went to be a president, the same white people was in Congress, and Congress makes up. Yeah, exactly. He was listening to the white folks, like my sister said. He ain't want to get assassinated, but the same people in power was Congress. Let's look at Congress. Let's stop talking about presidents who are only in our life for 3 years and all they are is over the military. The same white people, Mitch McConnell, all of them that was sitting in there, Nancy Pelosi, all of them have been sitting in Congress from every president that's been going on for the past 50 years. They're white. And they're passing bills. They let the president, they put a dummy, a straw man up. That's what the president is. He they dummy, he they straw man, like, hey, look at him when we the real people doing this shit.
I agree.
It's white people. When you look at the Supreme Court, they white. When you look at the individual Supreme Courts in each state, they're white. You have maybe one or two, a couple of black people, and the black people that is sitting on the Supreme Court, they married white.
Let me tell you, there's this book. I'm looking up real quick. There's this book. I don't know if you all seen The Greatest Story Never Told.
African American didn't start with Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson is the one who put it into play into the books over here in America. That's when they started calling us African American. We went from the Indians.
And that's what I'm saying. If you don't know any better.
Yeah, we went from Indians because they needed
to know no better,
so that we won't. So they want to hide our identity, so we won't take heed, so we won't claim this land back. Then they stopped calling us Indian, and then they started calling us Negroes. Then they went from Negroes because that was too hard, and they started calling us colored people, people of color. Then they took people of color away and started calling us black. Then they took black away and started calling us African Americans, so that the white folks come over here.
Almost as their lives.
Hold
on. So M each web he said, Tina, you're wrong. The term African American did not come from Jesse Jackson. I did hear that it came from another guy before the end.
It might have came from another person. I didn't hear that too, but I think Jesse Jackson is the one who got it legalized. So we can do more research on it. I could be wrong, but I thought when he was the one running forward that he wanted that, you know, where he put it on the books where we had the choice to pick African American, because, you know, people didn't like to be called black. So I guess he was doing something and attaching us with Africa instead of attaching us here. And this is why I accept the word FBA, Foundational Black American, because if we can be changed all the other names, Foundational Black American attaches us to this land, our ancestors to this land, because we built the foundation of this land that everybody else is benefiting on, that every black person, white person, Chinese person is coming here trying to feel the American dream. You wouldn't have an American dream if it wasn't for the Foundational Black Americans, the people who picked the cotton, the people who built the White House, the people who every invention was stolen from them. So now you have a generation of poor black people in America that everybody tramples over and calls YN, bad bitches, etc., etc. Those are us, because this is our shit.
Unfortunately, we'll accept the YN.
As Black Americans, we had to stop with this abbreviation thing. Like it's like we're not retarded. You can't say retarded now, can you? But they don't identify as retarded. Like you're cognitive weight. There's something wrong with your mental. There's something wrong with you. You're retarded. The use what the small has. I heard Pablo say on here.
We got to do that because the white people who own YouTube, the white people who own Facebook, the white people who own all these platforms do not like
those
to be
not white people.
Yes,
they're
they are.
Jews.
They are white. Jews is a religion. That's what you're getting wrong. You're calling them Jews, but they are white people.
I'm gonna call them Zionists.
The religion Jew. A Jew is a
They're
religion.
Zionists.
Yeah, but it don't matter. That's a group. But when you look at the skin, if you take off all everybody uniforms and everybody bring them out of every country and set them on the world, you're gonna see black, brown skinned, black skinned, whatever you want to call us people, and you're gonna see white skinned Caucasian people. That's all you're gonna see if you strip away the titles and stuff and take away all the uniforms.
No, because otherwise you see brown, you see tan, mahogany, cocoa, pink, brown, all these. That's not, no. If you ask a Russian person where they came from, they're not white, they're Russian. They're German.
You can
they're
say
Italian.
this term, and that we did not have an option to pick African American on the books in 1835. No, my grandmother, my cousins, my aunts, they birth certificates say Negro or colored. So you might heard the term and why they did it. Afro American was taught, but it wasn't on there for us to select on a job application.
And I agree with that. That's what I said when it comes to other ethnicities, like they understand that. I agree with what you were saying, Queen. I was reading the comment, Queen. I wasn't talking about it. I thought I put it up here.
Somebody said Obama is a clone. That's funny.
Yeah.
He said what?
Obama is a clone. All the presidents are clones.
Y'all should have seen what happened. I watched the thing with Obama, and it was a white guy. He was talking about how they went to this course in this class, and they were time traveling. I swear,
all of them are clones for the real white people who run America and who run all the other countries. Is our white people who
do you know that all the presidents are actually related by blood? Even
I don't care. I'm talking about the people who are running America, and those are all the people who sit in the Senate seat. I'm gonna keep saying it. Let's stop bringing up presidents and let's talk about the Senate and the House of Representatives. The Senate, the House of Representatives can put forth bill, Congress put forth bill, and then the Senate and them, they vote together. The Senate, I think they can write laws and stuff, but it has to pass. You know how you always hear it has to pass through the Senate. It has to pass through the Senate. Trump can issue out, he could do an executive order for so much, but he can issue out stuff, but it has the Senate has the vote. The House has the vote on it. So let's start calling the real people in power, those white people and those immigrants who are sitting in the seats of Congress, that we don't look at it when they're on YouTube because it looks like they're boring in that room with all them brown desks and the room look brown and you see them little heads. Those are the people who is controlling your life. They've been controlling your life since we've been children. They're the ones taking your food stamps away. They are the ones who's making all the rules. They are the ones who won't give us an anti-black hate bill. They are the ones who's allowing the minimum wage to stay at where it's at. They are the ones who's supposed to get $170,000 a year, but yet they're multimillionaires owning half the land and all these houses. Those are the people we need to be held accountable. So let's stop talking about presidents. We already know the president. We need to start looking at what is the job of the people in our government. The Congress, the House of Representatives, you're supposed to, however big your state is, that's how many representatives you get to go to Washington and sit there, and they're supposed to come from your state and tell Washington what their people need. They represent your state, House of Representatives. Then you have the Senate. Each Senate is 2 representatives from your state that go up there and sit in the Senate. And almost all them mother effers are white. Maybe a couple of black people in there. So let's put the blame on the blame, and they pass down these seats while we talking about the president's related. Let's talk about how the Senate been passing seats down and passing it on, and they've been sitting. They had Mitch McConnell sitting there. Then they keep passing the laws where the judicial, the Supreme Court judges have lifetime appointments. Like the world ain't gonna change. So we got let's call a spade a spade. But I don't mean to cut y'all off. We got to get up out of here because we pushing an hour. But go ahead. Let's all have something to say before we get up out of here. Go ahead, Angie, because I think I cut you off.
No, you did not cut you off. I want to invite everybody. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Join the ATM GMFLTLA
website.
YouTube
Good morning
page.
from Afritown, LA website.
Well, do the YouTube page. Just connect with us because we are growing, and it's all about empowerment and learning, support and accountability. So, if you're about that, join us.
Someone said, "What Arboreal nation do I come from?" My last name Berry by blood. My last name is Berry. I'm the berries, the spivies, the and the cherries. Original Indian names. But go ahead, D Mays.
Make sure y'all donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys, and we'll.
What the hell? Is that Umar's? Is that Umar's name? You know what? You're going to hell.
Y'all heard? We're gonna talk about. Y'all heard they finally got him the taxes, so he about to lose the schools.
That's why you can't. That's why we gotta. That's why we're going micronation. This is why I've been slow, because we gotta go micronation. Buy land and put what you want on the land. All that money that these black so-called leaders is gathering so they can go to Africa. Umar would have stayed his ass here and built here instead of keep going to Africa all the time, spending our money. I mean, when we gonna get it? Our home is here first. Our brothers and sisters, our cousins is in Africa. Our brothers and sisters is here in America, and our cousins is abroad. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You know what though? That's the thing. That's what it is. You know, it doesn't matter what any of our ethnicity is doing. That's my thing. It doesn't matter. If white people are not for us, it makes sense. You watching shit like Real Housewives or whatever, you know, it makes sense. Cops and shit. I used to watch Cops when I was younger.
So
now I'm getting older. I'm like,
leave Jermaine Johnson alone.
I'm just saying we have to think logically.
That's the Prince of Pan Africanism.
That's
Jermaine Shoemaker.
Infante today.
Yeah, I know that right. Uday, food.
Like, now we can ask you all to donate, though. You see what I'm saying? When we ask you all to donate, just use some wisdom and common sense. If you donate $10, $20 to this nigga, he ain't put us on school. $20 for the cigarette smokers, the drinkers, the whatever. $20.
And I want to say, I know we probably talking about him, but I hate when he
it's not about. But I think there's a lot of people that are out there, and because they're doing what they're doing, and people follow those people. That's what I said. We can't speak ill of anybody here because I don't know the struggle. I don't understand. I can break it down, but the shit don't make no sense. And so to be fair about it. We have to be fair about it. But with the UEI, I know Queen Tina Berry, Queen Kathy B, they've actually put their money into buying land. Some of that land is for their families. Some of the land is for the UEOA.
Yes.
You didn't donate, so they have land for their family.
You know what? And shout out to the brother who he didn't really try to shoot down Umar. He said, well, since it's not gonna happen, I got a barber school in Chicago. Y'all want to know how to be a barber?
That's what we're gonna have to do. Yeah. That's what the land is for. Let us put little stuff up there. Maybe so many times out the year we can go up there, open up barber school, open up how to do breaks or something.
Welding.
Building. But the thing about it is, we put our money where our mouth is. Now we want to raise money to develop it. We all put in our duckies, and that's why I said most black people, most people gonna donate to Umar places that seem big and but we won't do something that is small and simple. Because if a lot of us did small and simple things, we would get somewhere faster.
Facts. And that being said, y'all,
let's get up out of here.
Peace.
What was you saying, Angie?
I was saying use some discernment,
Exactly. It takes small. You can't. One thing we've been tricked is to go big. Everything big. No, let's start small. That way you can control something. A baby doesn't come out a woman's wound big, it grows, and you gotta feed it and let it grow. Why don't we be able to? We took on the patience of the white man who wants everything now and don't want to work for nothing and wants everything handed to them.
Facts.
But we're gonna get up out of here. No more red dresses. Black men,
no more red dresses.
Let them put you in a suit. Control the narrative. No more YNs. I don't know. Sometimes we might not be. Yeah, brothers and sisters. If we want our teens to change, we got to start giving them some positivity.
Exactly. Nothing more than feelings. Get out your goddamn feeling.
Peace, peace, peace.
And subscribe to the UEOA.
And hit that cash out.
Exactly. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.